The growing calls across the nation to defund the police.
To end policing as we know it.
Off the charts violence in New York City. 11 people shot in just 8 hours on Sunday.
This is about the police officers who every single day put on that uniform and they run towards danger when we run away from it.
What's up? Giddy up. Welcome to the Failure to Stop podcast channel, the #1 show where police meets society and culture. Today's show is brought to you by ghostbed.com/wolfpack. Go and get you a ghost bed, baby. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. We're going to be talking a lot about Valentine's Day today. Not a lot about it, but a little bit about it. It's one of the perfect gifts for that loved one. It's a good night's sleep. It's a gift that keeps giving and giving and giving. When you have a good night's sleep, you're not as grumpy. When you're not as grumpy, you want to have more sex. When you want to have more sex, you're more motivated to do chores. You do more chores, happier your life is. It's just better all the way around. You're a better first responder. You're a better lover. You're better everything with a good night's sleep. Get you a ghost bed pillow. Get you cooling sheets. Get you the adjustable base. Get you all the things from GhostBed. Use that promo code Wolfpack right now. They're offering 35% off, 0% down, 0% financing. And that's if you've got Ukraine credit.
Already.
Yeah. Well, we just got demonetized again. Can't stop, won't stop. This is Failure to Stop, man. We do 4 shows a week on this channel. We got True Crime Tuesdays with Andrea up late. We got Com Center with Drew Breezy and Jonathan Bates every Thursday. We got the Friday breakdowns, baby. And today, my favorite show, and that's Last Call. It's giving you something else to talk about over the weekend other than dead babies and domestic violence. This is the show that gives you all the information so that you don't sound like an asshole in front of a bunch of civilians all weekend long. Talking about yut moto cop stuff. Them blue line, yut, them blue line. One time I pulled this guy over and I had crack on this guy. You know, leave it at a couple of funny stories and then switch it over. Switch it over. Be a little bit more well-rounded to that. Listen, every podcaster has a microphone, but not everybody with a microphone is a podcaster.
This is true.
How does that relate to anything I just said? I don't know. I'm speaking from the heart today. So we got a lot to come up in the news, man. We got some weird, odd news, some fun stuff to talk about and break down, such as a man's penis that was found in a gas station parking lot, or Barbie doll that has scoliosis. We're going to touch on polarizing bear mascots that doesn't have any pants on. Are they going to bring back the dodo bird and the woolly mammoth? We can play Jurassic Park. So we didn't see how that played out in the last fucking 4 episodes of Jurassic Park. We're going to talk about it. A couple of bizarre Valentine's Day gifts. But first and foremost, we're going to talk about Ukraine, America's war, baby. You know how I know this is America's war, Josh?
Because we're paying for it?
Well, yeah, 100%. There are some people, right? There's some people from the left that I'm friends with, just hardcore lefties, right? I remember the discussion I had with them when they found out. Remember when homeboy urinated on a couple of fucking terrorists, a couple of Taliban soldiers, maybe peed on them, maybe stuck a knife in one of their necks while trying to provide some kind of medical.
Abu Ghraib or after that?
Yeah, we can talk about Abu Ghraib too. No, but the Navy SEAL guy, and they were going through the big trials. And I remember just people saying like how disgusting and how racist and just how bad. And, we have no business being in that war. However, if you just even make up a story, let's just say you go up to that same guy. And I had a story on TikTok where they were fucking with some of the Russian bodies. Same liberal dude that I swear to you I had this conversation with. His attitude was good. Fuck Russia. So what goes to say is that you're not anti-war. You're anti-America at war. And here we have a war that's 100% an American-funded war. This is an American war, baby. You think we just pulled out of Afghanistan in the middle of the summer and peak fighting season just because big government didn't want to play war anymore? Fuck no. They found a better opportunity to make more money in another place. And you're hook, line, and sinker on it. And when you think it's cool that Ukrainian soldiers can fuck with Russians, look, I don't care either way. I'm a war god, dude. I fucking love all things war. I mean, I don't love it, but like I'm for it, dude. I want the leash to be taken off of my soldiers, dude. I want my Marines to be the nastiest, tomahawk, like scalping dudes. I love the movie Inglourious Bastards. I loved everything about the Inglourious Bastards. So I'm 100% for all that stuff. Hearts and minds, I don't believe it's part of war. Fuck hearts and minds. That's not how you win wars. You win wars by attrition, dude. You win wars by killing lots of people, and you do it really quickly. That's how you win a war. Okay. But what's funny to me is that all you anti-war folks out there, you anti-war leftists, when it comes to Iraq and Afghanistan and killing Taliban, and maybe we called them names, right? Remember when you called them Haji, or you called them sand rats or something like that, and everybody got in a hoopla, and it became racist dialogue, and you could not say it. It was almost like saying the N-word or the F-word. But you could say whatever you want about Russia. You could say whatever you want about Russia. And
it was okay. It was okay in the beginning.
You're anti-American. That's what it is. At the end of the day, you just don't like it when America's doing American shit. Go ahead, Drew. Sorry, rant over.
Yeah, like in the beginning, like I remember that's what we referred to them as. They were Hajis.
Yeah. Can't say
Haji,
that now, though.
You can't, like, towards because my deployment was 03 and 04, and towards the end of deployment that we got word out, we're not allowed to refer to them as Hajis anymore. They're local nationals or something like that is what we had to refer to them as.
Right, because we don't want anybody to have a warrior mindset to win a war.
Because I mean, people making decisions have never been in war. They don't understand that when you go into war, like, it's a battle. And at the end of, like, it's not a question of if it's life. It is life and death. You're going to war. You're going to try to stay alive and kill the other enemy. And so they say, okay, we stop. Well, if they don't stop, then you still keep killing them and they keep trying to kill you, and you go back and forth. And then 20 years later, we leave all the equipment and give it to Russia through Taliban.
Imagine if one of these sports teams was leaving their locker room and they were like, let's go crush some cowgirls. And they're like, can't call them cowgirls, guys. They're cowboys. You have to call them cowboys. You cannot dehumanize the other team in any way, shape, or form. Can't call them a bitch.
So I think Mike Tyson could summarize it. Everyone talks shit until they get hit in the face.
Yeah.
So you get punched in the mouth the first time you get hit in the face, like, you'll never forget it. I'll never forget it because you don't ever want it to happen again. But the first time you get your bell rung, you'll never ever forget it.
And even when it's been a while since you got your bell rung, it's always a good wake up call. It's a good reminder,
because it puts you in that mindset of understanding that this is like, I need to train. I need to understand what I'm doing. I need to be better than the other person. And if that means that I need to go in there screaming Haji or screaming Nazi or whatever, go scream it.
Dude, let's see your war cries. Like when a bunch of like Americans like paint their faces like, indigenous Indians and shave their mohawks, like nowadays people be like, oh my God, that's so culturally offensive. Dude, what do you mean? Because you want to dress like the fucking winners, dude? You want to dress like you're a real savage? Like, I mean, that's how you win war. Like Swamp Fox, he was a savage, dude. Guy was a savage. That's why they made the movie The Patriot. Historically accurate movie, actually. 100% accurate.
Chris Kyle, sniper.
Yeah, Punisher skulls and, Grim Reapers on Delta's uniforms and things like that. Crusader crosses, all the things, man. It's what helps build morale. It's what builds morale, baby. But anyway, it looks like this is America's war. We fought them. We were like, we're not going to send any ammo and stuff like that over there. Or, up to like sending, anti-aircraft rockets. And then we're like, we're not sending tanks. No, not sending you any tanks. Off the table. We're sending them fucking tanks. We sent them last week. Now they want F-16s. You want us just to win the war for you, homies? You want us to come over there and do it? Because that's what the Democrats want. That's what Joe Biden wants to do. That's what everybody wants to do. Join the war. Let's just join the war. Fuck it, dude. We know it's annihilation. We know Russia can't lose this war. They already said they can't lose it. They would rather see a nuclear world than a world without Russia. You just want to keep poking that bear? I get it. You can't give up Ukraine, right? Strategically, it would be a nightmare. But listen, you gave up Afghanistan, which Afghanistan is the highway to everywhere. Pakistan, Iran, Iraq. It is a great. Bagram Airfield was one of the most strategic and most defensive positions in the world.
Period.
Just let it go.
It's like Hawaii was for a long time back in Hawaii still is because it's a strategic launching point for the Pacific, but the amount of assets and resources and materials and what we had on the ground there to just walk away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a couple months later, we trade the Merchant of Death. And there's rumors that he is trying to bargain deals between Taliban and Russia with all of that equipment that we left over there.
Yeah. Which is what he does, right? Like, that's what you do.
He is the Merchant of Death. So he's no longer in prison. So now he can go do the Merchant of Death thing.
Right. It's like when you let a murderer out of prison and you're shocked that he committed another murder. It's always
or a pedophile. You let them out of prison, same thing. They reoffend.
Yeah. What else we got in the news, man? Besides us lobbying for F-16 fighter jets, or F-14s, whatever it is. You think we give them those jets? And how long? What's your over under? I say 2 weeks. They have those jets.
I would say by the end of the year, we'll probably have our boots on ground and it'll be more official.
You would, I mean, now. I would say probably the spring offensive they'll use as the calling card to get troops on. I mean, they wouldn't be sending troops into Romania and Poland now if they didn't have any ambition in sending them to Ukraine. I think they'll use the spring offensive as they're getting wiped off the map by Russia, so we're going to drop them down. I think they're getting them in place now for that spring offensive. So but I'd say 2 weeks. Maybe I don't know. Honestly, I think 2 weeks they start negotiating getting those jets over there. They're going to be up and ready to go by March, April.
If they're not already talking about it, because you got to think the other thing too that Biden just announced the other day was they're going to end the COVID stuff in April. The time, like
COVID
you
stuff
look
hasn't ended.
Well, he's going to end the lockdowns and he's going to declare it over at the end of April or beginning of May.
What lockdowns? We don't have any lockdowns.
The masks and all the mandates and all the other stuff that he's going to get rid of. It's going to go all the way.
I thought it was already gone.
No, there are some places. I went to my doctor's appointment on Monday and they still require a mask.
Oh my God. I haven't worn a mask since fucking June of 2020. So 2021, whatever that date was.
There's still people I drove my wife to work this morning on the way
Actually,
back.
it's more, dude. I see more people wearing masks now than I probably did during COVID. And I know that it's one stereotype too. It's a lot of black people. Why is that? Why is that a thing? Why is the African American race the only ones I see wearing masks right now? Is there is the virus worse for black people right now, or what's going on with that? Do you know?
That I don't know, unless it's political stuff they're pushing to a population, a specific population. That I have no clue on.
It's strange, man. I went to Target the other day. There was and I even pointed out to my wife, I was like, dude, there's not very many black people in Target in the area. So that they, anybody of color was going to stand out. But all of them were wearing masks. And I noticed that at the Mexican grocery store, because my wife and I are peasants and we shop where we could find the cheapest food possible. They are as well. All the Hispanics, and they're all wearing the mask too. So I didn't know if it's like a persons of color thing, or maybe it hits them harder or hits them different. But it's definitely around here. It's definitely a thing.
Maybe it's within the culture, within the community that they're part of.
Right. Yeah, it might be just maybe like a cool thing to do in the culture here.
Their group, that's what they're going to do. They're going to just keep following and keep wearing them.
Not me, dude. The minute I can do what the government tells me not to do, doing it, baby. I'm doing it hard. What else we got in the news today aside from Joe Biden releasing all the COVID stuff? That's interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that he was going to get rid of all that stuff.
Yeah, he's they announced something about the 14. Here, let me try to pull it up while we're talking about it. It's over the next 14 weeks.
Wow.
That he's going to slow.
So does that mean like the next pandemic's coming out? Roll out. You're going to roll out the 2023 version?
As of May 11th, COVID emergencies will end. The Biden administration will end the COVID-19 national public health emergencies on May 11th, the White House said on Monday.
Very interesting. We need to put that up on the online. James Russell in the chats says, I don't think we'll send the jets. The learning curve on flying is better than the learning curve on firing a Patriot missile. You're probably right. I mean, but they already have pilots. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Have you ever heard of a thing called DCS?
What is that?
It's Defense Combat Simulator. I spent a lot of time on my computer, and what it is, it's basically flight simulator, but way better, and it's all combat stuff. So it's all military aircraft. And it's all study level versions of it. So all the switches, everything in there actually works.
Whoa.
So you think you can learn an airline pilot or learn to fly an airline by learning to fly a prop plane for 9/11? You can get on a computer and teach yourself how to learn an F-16 or F-18. Like you can, the learning curve is not very like you got to turn the internet off first if you want to get rid of the learning curve. I feel very comfortable that if I was ever in a situation where someone says, "Is it going to fly the plane?" I have enough knowledge that.
Whoa, you think so? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Think you can fly that bad boy?
I think I could fly it and land it. I don't know about acquiring targets and all that stuff because I've not gone that far into the combat stuff. I'd more fly like the commercial stuff. But if it's a commercial airliner, for sure, Boeing, for sure, I feel very comfortable that I could land the plane.
Dang, that's crazy. Just from fucking around on the internet.
I did a little flight training when I was in Hawaii, not too much because it was too expensive, but like the knowledge and the theories and the thought process it's the same applied across all aircraft. It's a little bit different with helicopters, but it's the same principle. So it's the same.
I hope we never have to figure that out if that's true or not. Like I hope I'm never on a plane with you and somebody has a heart attack and you're like, wait, I got this. I'm like,
yeah, I don't.
I hope he's got it. Don't worry. I played a simulator once. I've got this. But you know what? That one dude that freaking killed himself, that's how he learned to fly.
Yep. The one in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's been a couple times that people have had to take over the plane. There was one in Florida recently, actually, where their pilot, I don't know if he died or had a heart attack, was incapacitated.
Oh, was that the one they were blaming on COVID shots?
I don't know the flight. It was a flight instructor and a student, and the flight instructor went unconscious, and the student had to land a plane being talked down with air traffic control, but they landed it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard there was like a big debate thing going on right now with pilots who've had the vaccine and stuff and having heart problems, things like that.
There's Corrine Tatum this morning on her Instagram was talking about the myocarditis, and they're possibly trying to give out other shots now to try to combat it, but they're not really saying that that's what it is. But if you look at all the mysterious heart attack deaths for people,
it's crazy. I mean, it's uncanny at this point, dude. It's uncanny at this point. You can't even. It's like not even up for debate. And I love the people that try to debate it. I'm like, no, dude, no. You do this with like police violence too, right? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't say that like all cops are bad just because like 4 or 5 cops fuck up. Just like you can't say that, and then go and say that like because 4 or 5 very famous people have strokes and heart attacks on the fucking field of play in front of thousands of eyes, that vaccine's terrible across the board.
Because the other question is, how many of them had, is this a reaction to the vaccine? Is this a reaction to the booster? Or is this just a byproduct of COVID itself? Because it's so new. We know so little about it. We don't know long-term effects because we don't have long.
I mean, I don't know. I go back to that Joe Rogan episode, which I think is the best Joe Rogan episode ever made, and that was the one with Dr. McCullough. And with Dr. Malone was a little bit more boring, but they both said basically the same things. My wife liked the Malone episode better than the McCullough one. I like the McCullough one better, but I mean, it spells it all out. Like this is how it's going to affect the heart going on in the future. And they said this, a year, almost, a year and a half ago. They called that. They said that, like, look, highly athletic people, this vaccine has a tendency to follow the path of least resistance. And so typically the heart is not the path of least resistance unless you're super active and you've got your heart rate way up, then it can find its way to your heart. And when that happens, you're going to have issues. And that's why they said anybody under the age of 55 probably wouldn't do it. And if you're really healthy at 55, probably wouldn't do it. But 99% safe if you're 55 or older, and then he said, would you give it to a 26-year-old? He said, no. He said, what about a 26-year-old who's really unhealthy? He's like, still probably not.
Then you combine with all the stuff that's come out with Project Veritas with Pfizer in the last couple of days.
Jeez, dude, how are we not like, how is this not a thing? That is crazy that they were, they're looking at mutating the virus so that they can mutate the vaccine. You know, it's just like, God, man.
You cause the problem and you sell the solution.
Exactly, dude. It's so bad. This is all so bad, and I hate it.
And they're trying to distance themselves.
But I love it that we can talk about it now without getting demonetized. I love that. I love that. I love that we can talk about it and not have to worry.
The guy that they got on tape, Pfizer keeps, he's never worked here, he's never done, but they have the work records.
Yeah,
they're trying to say that he's not an authoritative person. Well, they have 6 papers that he's co-authored and published.
Yeah,
like he's not a nobody,
right?
He's talking from where he has experience, and
yeah,
it sounds like this was just a big experiment to me.
Yeah. Oh, I think so too. I mean,
that's between that and a money grab.
Yeah, I think it's a money grab and an experiment. I mean, I think there's a lot of bigger things at play, but I'm gonna be careful there because now I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist.
It's one of because the CIA themselves came up with the term conspiracy theory way back when. So
with JFK, that was when JFK started.
So in the last
by the way, conspiracy theory was like super pro-Democrat term. Like all the Democrats were the ones that said like they're the ones that thought that JFK was a conspiracy, and they were right. So, but now the Republicans are trying to use conspiracy theory. All of a sudden, conspiracy theory is a negative term. I love it. Love how it flips like that. But I mean, it's the same thing. The Republicans were shitting on the Democrats. I mean, like, oh, it's not a conspiracy. It's just a conspiracy theorist. Like the point is that anybody that's questioning things should never be bastardized or.
I was taught always ask questions.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like my whole life, dude. Like I question everybody. I've questioned Trump 1,000 times, and even the Trump supporters have called me a left-wing nut when I've questioned some of the bullshit that he's come up with. For those of you who just buy into Trump hook, line, and sinker and think he's the world's greatest gift, I mean, you're just as dumb as all these other folks out here who, who think that, the biotech isn't taking advantage of people. So, you can't be helped at this point. If you're not questioning the authority, can't help you.
I remember
if you want to be a slave, go ahead, be a slave.
Back in the active law enforcement days, I'd ask my bosses for a helicopter all the time. And they'd be like, why are you asking that? I'm like, we're not going to get a helicopter. I'm like, but if I don't ask it, I for sure know we're not getting a helicopter. But if I ask it, you can say yes, or you can say no. So ask questions. And if people are spouting off the mouth like us, question us. Do your own research. Don't rely on podcast for information. We're at best high school graduates. Well, maybe Drew's a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
And Andrea is pretty smart. But she does true crime pretty good.
She does all right.
Big fan of Andrea. And then John, can't forget John.
He's all right too.
But
you're the smartest one.
No.
You and Drew. You guys are smart. No. Bizarre Valentine's Day gifts that will woo the weirdo in your life. This is coming from HuffPost. And they come up with some Valentine's Day gifts. Now I'm going to come up with what they had to say. Next week, I'm going to come up with what first responders have to say. So I'm going to do like a little poll on our Instagrammies of what first responders want for Valentine's Day, if they could have anything they want. But this is what civilians want for Valentine's Day, according to the Huff Post. This one's funny to me. Now, let me know what you think. A bouquet of roses sandwich board. You could give them a bouquet of roses, or you could just turn yourself into a bouquet by wearing a sandwich board.
I don't know that would be for everybody.
I don't even know what a sandwich board is. Oh, a billboard type deal.
Oh, I was thinking it was a board with a bunch of different sandwiches on it.
Now that would be cool. That would be cool. Like some Cubanitos, BLTs. I'd take a fucking sandwich, like a real sandwich, like a board of sandwiches. Now that would be a cool gift. Number 2 thing they say that is awesome that people want right now is underwear with QR code that links to a sexy playlist. I don't want phones near my genitalia. I don't even like having my phone in my pocket because I feel like it's putting off some kind of vibes into my dick. They're already after my testosterone. I want 5Gs like pulsating on my penis.
QR. just send this playlist.
Yeah,
What's
it's
a
like,
sexy-
why does
what-
she have her phone out, or why? Because the picture is some dude that's got a just got a dad bod, which is really funny. And he's wearing a little ball hammock, and it's got a QR code on it with a woman's hand with her phone out over the penis part. I don't want a QR code underwear.
Yeah, that's that.
Just give me
Well, that-
Manscaped. Give me a freaking subscription to Manscaped. Give me the Manscaped 4.0 package.
And no
That's
QR
what
code.
I want. I don't fucking need a Q. Yeah, give me a QR code to the promo code Wolfpack on Manscaped. That's what I want. Oh, this one's funny. I like this one a lot. A Titanic door raft. So the door from the movie Titanic, you can get that in a pool raft.
that would be pretty good.
Dude, that might be what I get actually for Valentine's Day for my wife. That's
You might have to send that to me because I might have to do the same. That's
hilarious.
that sounds pretty good.
That's it. Now here's one. It's a Naughty Cupid costume. It's a pair of red, very short booty shorts for a man with a heart and wings over the penis, with a pair of red leather suspenders and Cupid wings. Now, if you are a Calvin Klein underwear model, this looks cool. I am going to be honest with you right now, and I don't see Drew Brees in this. I don't see Jonathan Bates in this at all. Matter of fact,
do dressy up stuff.
this is pretty gross. A combined razor and vibrator. That sounds super fucking dangerous. So what they have here is a vibrator with a detachable razor head. You're going to make sure that you're super sober before you use this, because you don't want to go at that sensitive G monster without forgetting to take the razor head off. But this is a razor vibrator combo that's cutting edge by Hyfreya at hyfreya.com, HIFREYA.com. And this woman, who looks like she's never gotten dick in her whole life, is holding up this contraption very proudly. And I guess if you're this is where you're at in life, you're not getting dick. Not with that, Jen, honey. So go ahead, take a razor to your pussy. You do you, boo. Alexi Luna sex doll. Now, if you've got a significant other that's buying you the Lexi Luna sex doll, keep her for life. Would your wife buy you a Lexi Luna sex doll?
I have no clue what that is.
Lexi Luna is a porn star, and this is a real life Lexi Luna sex doll.
See, I don't like. I can like if I see another woman that looks good, I can appreciate that it looks
Dude,
good, but I don't have the same like I don't
Dude,
look at
this
other women
thing
like
is
I look
like-
at my wife.
This thing's a 3D body scan, life size. Like, is it the same weight? It looks like it could be the same weight. This thing looks fucking eerily weird. I'm gonna hit the order now button.
You know what this reminds me of? You
let me
could take
see.
it and put it in the front seat of your car and use it for the
Yes.
carpool lanes.
Oh my God, dude. This thing is 5'7". It weighs 117 pounds. It has E-cup breast, 40-inch hips, 30-inch waist, and a 37-inch bust. Whoa, dude.
It's got to be
This
thousands
thing-
of dollars.
Oh, it's gotta be. Oh, how do I find it?
And then ship it. How do you get that in shipping? Imagine
Let's
the UPS guy just bringing a life-size coffin to your door and going, "Hey, can you sign for this?"
Wow. Dude, if you got a wife, does anybody in the have a wife that would do this? Lexi Luna sex doll. If you've got a wife that would buy you a sex doll, okay, so 2,000. It looks like it starts at about $2,000.
Only.
$2,000, and it's free delivery by February 17th.
So you have the option to buy a carton of eggs or this sex doll. That's what you're getting now.
But I mean, the price can go
That's
up. I mean, here's a $2,300 one, but it comes with an upgraded outfit, and you can buy the outfits for these things.
Imagine.
Jeez.
I don't know. I don't know. I just think differently. I don't get that.
I mean, I guess if you're into like necrophilia or something, maybe.
I don't get how you buy that for your spouse either. Like,
Right?
instead of having,
Maybe
instead
you're
of having
buying it.
sex-
Maybe you're buying it for yourself. Maybe you're buying it for, you know what I mean? Like maybe it's that lonely guy out there that's like, you know, I'm gonna treat myself this Valentine's Day. Fuck everybody else, dude. Fuck everybody but me. I'm gonna get me a Lexi Luna doll. Give me a Lexi Luna doll, dude.
She
I'm
won't
dating
talk
a
back.
porn star. I'm dating a porn star. What do you got? You got
She
a
won't talk
nagging
back.
wife? Awesome. I got a fucking porn star that doesn't talk.
You're never
Who's
wrong.
winning? I'm spending $1,200 for a lifetime with Lexi Luna. You spend $1,200 a month on candles. So, who's winning in this scenario?
It might be that's the new that's how you save money. You spend money on that instead of having a spouse.
This is the future, man. It doesn't come with
It's the
any
future.
kids. You know
No
what I mean?
kids, no. But the problem is you won't get the tax exemption.
Here's one I don't get. Here's one that I don't get. A cum face dual pump action penis game. It's a game where you roll a dice and you have to pump the penis. And whenever it comes, you're the loser.
It's not exactly a family game night material.
So do you buy that for your wife? Hey, honey, have a cum face dual pump action penis game. We can both play it together. So what it is it's two dicks on a base, and you put your face over one dick and she puts her face over the other one, and you jerk this thing off on the dice roll, and whatever one busts a load first, loses or wins. I don't know who's the winner and who's the loser there. I guess it's how good is the cream, and what does the cum taste like. I wonder if it's realistic. You can get it at goodvibes.com, but I guess, is this a game for lesbians? But then if you're wanting to pump penises in each other's faces, then maybe you're not really all that lesbian.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, let's get the cum face game out. I just don't get it.
Maybe for bachelorette party, that would be a great gift.
That would be a game for that. But
is romance dead? Take her to Chili's and to see a movie, man. Seal the deal in the backseat of the car.
make her dinner.
Make her dinner. There you go. How about this? A penis-shaped charcuterie board. Who's getting their significant other a penis-shaped charcuterie board? Here, honey, I know my dick's small and tastes like shit, but here's a huge dick with all the salamis and pepperonis and all the charcuterie one could ever want. It's literally a huge penis-shaped charcuterie. Like, who is this a Valentine's Day for?
Bachelorette party again?
I guess. I guess maybe your gay lover wants a big penis board. I'm giving my wife, I'm giving my significant other my dick for Valentine's Day. I don't need a dick-shaped anything unless it's a my-shaped dick. This is weird. Well, society's in a weird spot right now. Why are we giving each other dick stuff for Valentine's Day?
They're trying to make everything sexualized, normalized.
Now, here you go. Here's a good one. Here's one that I can get behind. Bud Light gift set. Comes with a 6-pack of Bud and a Budweiser glass pitcher full of roses. There you fucking go, dude. Give me that. Not Bud Light either. Give me a Budweiser, good old American shit beer Valentine's Day gift. I'm all in. That I can get behind.
I don't drink, so.
Oh, here's another one.
I could get behind the roses, though.
Yeah,
I don't drink.
Well,
But she doesn't.
Somebody
She uses it. She cooks with it.
Hey, would you? All right, let me ask you this: if your wife was like, "Let me get you the penis cum face game or a 6er of Budweiser," which one are you taking?
Oh, we're getting a 6er of Budweiser.
We're getting a 6er of Bud, baby. How about this one? Porn film scripts autographed by adult stars. Again, who is buying this for their significant other?
Well, I'll ask the question. They have scripts for porn.
I guess.
I don't know what you're scripting. Take clothes off, have sex.
Oh, step brother, I'm stuck in the dryer again. I'm coming, stepsister. I mean, I'm coming to help you. I mean,
is it 2-page? Is it like a Post-it card with like 4 lines on it?
Dude, I don't know, but I mean, again, but who's getting these gifts? Like, did your significant other buy you a script autographed by your favorite porn star? I mean, again, I guess if this is your maybe Megan Hall's husband's getting this for. Maybe these are like what Megan Hall's getting her husband for Valentine's Day.
Like, I would be happy with an autographed version of Ian Pitts versus an autographed version of a porn star or
Ian Pitts is a porn star.
Well, maybe I can get his autograph then. And then I can give it to my wife for Valentine's Day, and I life hacked.
Okay, here's another one. Underwear that shows teddy bears humping. Not sure. I mean, that's just funny. Sexy Cupid costume for her. Just looks like a slutty Cupid there. Cream-filled beaver chocolates. So it's a chocolate that looks like a beaver, like an animal beaver with cream in it. A vibrating love hammer. We've all seen that. That's what Nancy Pelosi's husband was playing with. A vibrating love hammer. A pussy pop. Now here's a picture of a woman wearing a hat that looks like a disgusting vagina. It doesn't even look like a pretty vagina. Looks like a gaping vagina that just got fisted. And it's got a lollipop shaped in the shape of a pussy. Again, I mean, does your wife want some pussy shaped lollipops for Valentine's Day? Again, who are these gifts for? Even if you're a lesbian, like, hey, honey, do you want a fucking pussy pop?
I mean, I would think like going to dinner, getting flowers, maybe getting her a dress, something nice, send her to a spa. Like, those are things that I would think, but
yeah, bottle of champagne, babe. Bottle of champs. Get a bottle of champs for Valentine's Day. Call it a day. Some champs and some dark chocolate. End of story. You don't need anything else. You don't need the fucking flowers. You don't need the jewelry. You don't need the bullshit. Just a nice $30+ bottle of champs. Maybe a Blue Chew. Get a Blue Chew. That's fucking $5 shipping. Get you 4 Blue Chews for Valentine's Day. Bring in a rocker world. Give her freaking 4 O's to your 2 for Valentine's Day, instead of you giving her, 2 of your own orgasms before she gets her first. Get some Blue Chew, and that way she can have her fun for the night. You look like a rock star. Use promo code Wolfpack on the old Blue Chews, by the way. Prostate massager that comes with matching shirt cuffs. Again, who's this for? I guess this one's for the gays. Because the gays want to look nice while they're getting their beehole fucking massaged. So, gold-plated $2,500 prostate massagers that comes with shirt cuffs and matching butt plug. What the fuck?
Like, did we just?
Oh, I guess we are doing it for the gays, because here we have X-Men making out fleece blanket.
I mean, when
a grenade-shaped male vibrator. I don't get it. It's a grenade. It's a hollowed-out grenade that goes over a man's penis. I mean, are you that fucking jacked up on war that you want a grenade on your penis? All right, I'm done with this. This is too much. None of these are good gifts.
Reminds me of that song, The Apple Pin. You just take 2 things and put it together, and now it's a thing.
None of this is great. A fertility applicator, alien sex toys on the list, heart-shaped splash pool, extra finger dildo, rose bottle bong. So it looks like a champagne bottle, but it's a bong. This fucking world's going to hell in a handbasket real quick, buddy. All right, let's go on to the next story really quick. Jump around here. Bring back the dodo. Ambitious plan draws investors and critics. They're not really anywhere close to bringing back the dodo or the woolly mammoth, but the point is that they have investors that are investing in a company. This comes from the Washington Alternative Press. There's a company working with technologies to bring back extinct species. I guess we haven't seen enough of Jurassic Parks. Kind of see how that ends.
I'm trying to think of what was the name of the company? The Engine. So is Engine one of the big sponsors of this?
Well, I mean, whatever the one is in the newest Jurassic Park sounds very familiar to biotech. Yeah. It's like
we have 4, 5, or 6 movies now explaining why this is not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not for it, dude. I just let the dead be dead.
Because
they're extinct for a reason.
Well, because you know what they're going with it. They're starting with that, and then they'll go, well, we want to reanimate humans.
Oh, shit. I didn't even think of that.
Because you don't start
That's heavy, dude.
with anything, but because remember back in the day, they wanted to like cloning. Remember cloning back in the day? That was a big thing.
Yeah.
And the thought was that they could clone organs and things and use them for people that are sick or need organ transplant. They would make an infinite loop. We'd have, no matter what we needed, we could just clone it and it would come out.
Wow. Interesting.
Can't we just be humans and live and have fun and die and not have?
It'd be cool to bring back like murderers, though. You know, their crime didn't get solved in their timeline, but with new DNA, you could bring them back and then make them serve their life sentence.
That would be something I could get behind.
That would be fucking cool. That would be cool.
That would be something I would for sure get behind. Or victims of crimes. You can. There's a big ethical question there, but let's say you were killed by a drunk driver.
Mm-hmm.
Could they bring your body? Is your body too gone that they couldn't bring it back, or they have to reanimate it, bring it back, or they take some of your DNA and create a new you?
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I guess where do you draw the line, though? You know,
I don't know.
Little kid runs out in front of a train. You can bring him back too. Survival of the fittest, baby.
Well, because everybody's going to turn about the money. Because you got, how are they going to monetize that? Because if you put, like, let's say Pfizer invested in that, you know what they're going to do? They're going to try to monetize it so they can create a problem to create the solution.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
There's creepy stuff, though. I'm not for it. I like science. I don't like science when it comes to dabbling with God stuff. I don't want to play God. Like, it's creepy.
They're like the medical advances that they've made, especially with like my nerve condition. Like if I had my nerve condition 10 or even 15 years ago, I wouldn't have the ability to get some of the relief that I have because the technology wasn't there.
Yeah.
So like we've advanced stuff so much, but at the same time, you've got like I don't know if you looked at it. No, Mr. Beast. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
So he cured a bunch of people's blind, or he paid for a bunch of people to have treatment to get their blindness cured. Or treatment for their eyes.
Should have sent that money to Ukraine. That's why I saw the Babylon Bee post.
Well, he's getting a bunch of crap for it, and the people giving him crap for it, maybe they need to give the crap to the people that are holding the keys to this. If you have the ability to help people, but you're putting it behind a paywall,
right?
What's the ethical question there?
Right. Yeah. No, 100%. Almost as ethical as the new Barbie doll that's coming out this year, Scoliosis Barbie. It's not a joke. It's pretty cool though. I kind of like it, dude. I knew a girl that had scoliosis growing up, and she always had to explain the little brace on her back. She was pretty. She was a pretty girl. But I don't think anybody bullied her or anything. Nobody fucked with her, you know. So I don't know about this whole kids getting bullied for having scoliosis. I mean, maybe if you have scoliosis and you're an asshole, you know. But you know, like I said, I had a friend. She had scoliosis, and nobody really fucked with her.
Like not that I'm like in some special protected class or anything like that, but. Like my legs, I still have my leg. It's not amputated, but when I was playing, it looks. You should probably just take it, but nobody wants to. But I was playing some racing game, and you had to create your avatar, and the ability to create your avatar, I could create one with a prosthetic leg.
Oh.
Which, like I'm a big video game guy. I play video games all the time, but like it's kind of like it didn't make me change I still have the game. I returned it, so. Like that wasn't a decision-making process of keeping the game or not. But like it was kind of cool though to look at it and go, it's kind of me. Some like people with disabilities or people with, you know, issues, it's kind of neat to have some representation.
Yeah, so Scoliosis Barbie is the little sister of Chelsea, or it's Barbie's little sister, Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea. Not Chelsea. We'll see a new edition that features curvature of the spine and a removable back brace aimed at normalizing, because it's not normal to have that equipment. Like I don't know. Again, like I don't know that it's a bullying. I mean, maybe there is a need, and that's why they made it. I mean, I don't care. I think it's cool though. Like, I mean, because it is fun to have different toys with different things, right? Like, you know, I think, you know, if one of my GI Joes was missing an arm and had a prosthetic fucking arm. I think they did back then. They called them Terminators, but I think it's cool. They're also making some plus size Barbies. But I don't know if we should be celebrating that. But
see, that's where I like scoliosis is a medical condition that you can't control. Obesity, right. Like there's some conditions that are out of your control. There's Ralphie May. He's a big comedian. He passed away some years ago, but he was a large man. But his was from a car accident and he had medical complications. So there's medical complications that come with obesity, and then there's just people that are just obese.
Right. And diets are hard, man. They weren't meant to be easy, but I've done one
life's hard.
Last story to wrap it all up. Alabama gas station worker makes a gruesome discovery in the parking lot. This is coming from Fox News, actually. Severed human penis was discovered in Alabama gas station parking lot. Is believed to have belonged to a motorcyclist who died in a traffic accident early on Monday, authorities said. The fatal accident happened around 6 a.m. Monday in the eastbound lanes of I-10 between I-65 and Dauphin Island Parkway near Mobile. The Mobile Police Department confirmed to Fox News Digital the deceased was riding a motorcycle and lost control and fell off. Police spokesman said, unfortunately, multiple vehicles struck him. The appendage located at the gas station is not related to a murder or an assault, the spokesperson said. Police said the victim, who they identified as 29-year-old Christopher Means, was found in the middle lane of eastbound I-10. Responding officers pronounced him dead at the scene. Police said only one vehicle remained at the scene and that officers are searching for the drivers of the other vehicles. At some point, gas station worker reportedly discovered the human sex organ in the parking lot near Navco Road and McVeigh Drive. While police did not detail how the appendage arrived at the gas station, local reports say the surveillance video appeared to show it fall from a truck that had stopped to get fuel.
So maybe he's one of the trucks that hit him?
Well, if it's happened at night, so, like I said, I've told this story before, but we had the one chick that committed suicide by getting up in her sleeping bag and crawling out onto the highway and just letting cars run them over. And it wasn't until the morning that somebody said, I think I hit a human being last night because I've got some blood and shit all over my car. We found her vagina with a tampon still in it about 2 miles away from where the sleeping bag was. So, they do get ran over and they do get, drugged, mutilated and drugged down the street. So, if he had already wrecked on his motorcycle and flipped out into traffic, when there's a car wreck and you're driving 70 miles an hour, you might not know that you hit a person. Meaning that there's an accident that happens way up ahead. It's nighttime. So all you see is that there's a car that hits something and then you're coming through and you hit some debris. I mean, you may not know that debris was a human being, not at night, especially if he's already chunked up into pieces.
Because it could be trash. You think you hit a trash bag or a cat or something like that.
Trash bag could be all sorts of shit. So I the news doesn't really do a good job. I've only seen this. I've also seen somebody hit I've also seen somebody hit a fence and their head went about 50 feet from the body. I've seen another guy hit a pole and his arm, went out into the roadway. And I don't remember anybody hitting the arm while it was out in the roadway. And that guy died. But I mean, somebody could have hit it. They could have hit it going around the turn. They didn't, but I mean, it could have happened. And if it's at nighttime, there's no way you're going to know that you flumped over an arm.
I remember because I was my good friend of mine lived in Sterling, Kansas, or he still lives there when I was at Fort Riley. And I was on my way down there at night. I left on Friday after. I was going to go down and spend the weekend, but on the way down, 70 runs through Kansas and there's nothing there's nothing. Once you get past Topeka, there's nothing until you get to Colorado. So driving on the interstate, we're on 75, speed is 75. So we're doing like 85, 90. And we're still getting passed by other cars, but this is 20 years ago. And a semi truck was in the right lane, and you could see the headlights of the semi truck ahead of you. And I'm like behind the trailer a little bit, but I'm far close enough that I could see the illumination on the road. Then all of a sudden, there's no lights whatsoever, brake lights on the truck, and all of a sudden, my car gets splattered with stuff.
Oh,
he hit a deer doing 75 with a semi truck.
Yeah.
There was nothing of you could put pieces together and kind of, this was an animal.
Right.
There was nothing that you could recognize. If it was a person. So if you get hit by a car and run over, I could see appendages
Yeah, especially, I mean, these motorcycles these days, I mean, these guys might get flung to 50 to 100 feet off, down the road.
And they're going to roll on their own before they even get hit.
Yeah, and if you're chicken necking the accident, your head's facing the accident, the car, you might not even see that body.
I don't know about you, but I've only worked 2 accidents with motorcycles that weren't fatal. Every other motorcycle I've ever been to was a fatal.
Been to a lot of fatal motorcycle accidents. Gruesome.
I didn't think about it until like one day I was at the accident and the person I was like, this is weird. I haven't worked it where they stay alive. And there was 2 of them, and they stick out like a sore thumb because all the other ones were fatal. So you just kind of get in that. All right. So
could you imagine just being like a grocery store clerk? And so I guess maybe that this semi truck had driven this penis around for a hot minute, but just like a little hip and torso with a dick just laying in your parking lot.
You're going to look at it and go, what is that?
Oh my gosh, dude. Is that fake? Is that real? Is that a lacy doll or what?
Is it something that came off for a Valentine's gift?
Yeah. I mean, wow, dude. Yikes. Gross. Imagine being the dude that's got to scoop that up.
Imagine putting that in your evidence form.
Yeah.
Write in the description of that on your evidence custody report.
I wonder where his head's at. Get it? This guy's a real dickhead. This guy was really headstrong.
Just trying to get ahead in life.
Yeah, dude. Crazy stuff, man. Well, that's all I got for crazy news. News around the globe. I'm really going to keep an eye on this whole Ukraine thing. Like I said, my Tansey and Josh prediction, 2 weeks, I think you'll start seeing those jets start making their way over there because this is America's war, baby. We're all in it. The Democrats are just playing their little hand to all the other little liberals around the world, which I don't think they have to. I think every liberal wants this war, which proves to me that you're not anti-war, baby. You're just anti-American war. But this is an American war. This is a big government American war that America started. If you don't think that that's true, and you did believe that 9/11 was an inside job, there's just nothing. I can lead a horse to the water, but I can't make you drink, homies. But this is definitely 100% America's war. And I think by spring, you'll see these ground troops making their way, between spring and summer into Ukraine. That's my Tansey and Josh prediction, man. I've been to war, kind of see how this shit works. And,
because remember way back in when we were what, middle or elementary school when we did the first Gulf War. Yeah. We put it was several months. So, they were building up troops and assets and equipment and all that in Kuwait before we did the invasion. Mm-hmm. So we just sent 6,000 troops over. We were sending 31 tanks over.
And let's not forget that we already had the 101st Airborne already in Poland. Yep. What was it? That was like what? I forgot how many that was.
That was the 6,000, and then whatever troops are. Because the other thing is,
no, like 5 or 6 months ago they sent.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you do. You remember it? They sent the air assault divisions over, to stand at the Polish line. This was like 4 or 5 months ago, and everybody was in a hoopla. But I want to say that was like 1,200. That was 101st Airborne. Look that up. Airborne.
This is from October of last year.
Air assault deployed.
So if you're listening at home, we are 4,700 troops from the 101st Airborne Division, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, have deployed to reinforce NATO's eastern flanks.
Okay, here we go. June 29th, 2022. 101st Airborne Division arrives in Europe to support NATO, allies. They landed in Constantana, Romania. Elements of the 101st Airborne Air Assault began arriving in Mahal Kangalulu Air Base in Romania June 20th, 2022. They're scheduled to continue arriving during the next several days. Headquarters 101st Airborne Division Air Assault and the 2nd Brigade Combat Team will support U.S. Army's V-Corps mission to reinforce NATO's eastern flank and engage in multinational exercises with partners across the European continent in order to reassure allies and deter further Russian aggression. So we've already forgotten that we've sent a whole bunch. We sent 4,700 soldiers over there in June, and now we're sending an additional How many?
6,000.
6,000. So now you got 12,000. So you see how this is working out? See how this is working out? Oh, it's only 4,000 troops. No, bitch, it's fucking 12,000 troops.
And remember, like, so I don't know how your combat rotations went, but when you come back, you go one of the first things you do is you end up going back to the field. I guarantee they are living in the field doing field ops right now. They're just doing training.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to learn the environment, trying to get acclimated to the terrain and the conditions. And
yeah,
if you don't think we're building up for a war,
this is America's war, baby.
I got some property in the moon, I'll sell you.
Oh man. Well, hey, this has been another awesome last call of the day. Stay informed, stay in the know. Talk about something else this weekend other than first responder shit, man. Be a good civilian. Be a good dad to your kids. You don't got to wear your thin blue line shirt every single day. Sometimes you can just not be a cop. And people will appreciate you. You can be a cop sometimes, baby. You're a cop all the time. Just sometimes take a day off from it, man. Your kids will appreciate it. Your wife will fucking appreciate it. And, get ready for Valentine's Day. It's a great way to separate yourself from the badge, respark that love so that you don't lose it. Like every fucking first responder out there does, right? Just my wife and I have grown apart. Yeah, it's because you sold yourself to the job. Everybody knows it. So quit using that as an excuse. Find the love. Choose to be in love with your significant other. Choose to be a good father. Invest as much time in your family as you do in court preparation and evidence prep, and save your marriage, because your marriage is going to be forever. Should be forever. This police career is going to be about 20 to 30 years, if that. So, and the career is going to forget you when you're done. Your kids will never forget. Your kids will never forget those 30 years that you didn't pay any attention to them because you were so focused on your career. Your wife will never forget it. So do yourself a favor and be a good husband, be a good wife, be a good father to your kids, be a good first responder, well-rounded all the way around. That's what this show is all about. From myself and Deadleg Josh from Deadleg Media, this has been another episode of Last Call of the Day. Until next time, guys, guns up.
Giddy up.